Hi, my name is Tiana Karamayas and I'm a Cavoodle puppy coach and breeder for Oodle Way and River City Puppies. As a coach, my philosophy is simple. A Cavoodle should always complement your lifestyle, not complicate it. And this is the foundation to everything I teach. For almost the past decade, I have been working in the breeding, training, grooming, and veterinary sectors of the small animal industry. I've also been raising Cavoodles for the past 16 years, so I have definitely learned a thing or two about the breed along the way. Now this podcast is all about Cavoodles. Raising Cavoodles, training Cavoodles, grooming Cavoodles, breeding Cavoodles, and how to shape the behaviour of a Cavoodle puppy. So, if you're a Cavoodle parent or you are looking at adding a Cavoodle to your family soon, then this podcast is for you. New episodes will be released each Tuesday morning, and you can follow me across all social media under the name @OodleWay for more tips and advice on Cavoodles. Thanks for tuning in. Hello and welcome back to episode 44 of the Cavoodle Coach podcast. My name is Tiana Karamayas and I'm your host. In today's episode, I am sharing a really big life / I guess business update that I think many of you might be interested in, just because I know a lot of you are weekly listeners, and so you would have been following over the past 6 months where I've been talking about a little puppy of mine called Joey, who I have been raising, I have been training him, and I have been filming everything I've done with him in terms of his training, his socializing, all of his behavior shaping, to then turn into my program where people can follow it to raise their own Cavoodles. And so Joey has been a very, very integral part of my life for the past 6 months. We've been together every single day and just doing so many fun things together, all of our socializing, again, all of the training, the games, the enrichment we've done. It's been so much fun, and I have loved every single moment with him. He is just the most beautiful boy with the sweetest personality. And so this is a big update on Joey that I feel like you all deserve to hear about, because Joey has actually gone to a new home, which can sound shocking if you only listen to this podcast and you don't follow me on Instagram. You wouldn't have known about this, whereas if you follow me on Instagram, you would have heard me share this information last week. So it might sound like it's coming out of nowhere, and it's not. It might be from your point of view, but from my point of view, it's not out of nowhere. And I'm going to just share a bit of, a story / the reason why Joey has gone to a new home. So it would be about 7 weeks ago now, I got just the most heartbreaking message from one of my past litter families. So a family who has previously purchased 2 Cavoodle puppies from me, because I am a breeder as well. And in this message, I was informed of the most terrible accident where both of these puppies, these little boys, their names are Theo and Dash. Dash passed away. He was hit by a car, and Theo is missing. And I got this message 7 weeks ago, and it was just, I cried. Obviously, these puppies, every puppy that I have bred, I'm not a big scale breeder where I'm just pumping through litters. I am a small breeder, a boutique breeder, and all of the puppies that I breed, I raise them like they are my own puppies for 8 weeks, and I'm very close to them. I'm very close with their new families. I get updates from them all the time. I know these puppies all by name. I know their stories. I know their personality. I know everything about them. So I got this message and I was speechless. I couldn't even comprehend what it was. It was like this horrible. It was like I was having a nightmare. You read a message and you go, "Is this real? Is this actually what's happened?" And immediately I was so upset for Theo and Dash. I was so scared for Theo, which is the little puppy who's missing. I was like, what has happened to him? Where is he? Is he safe? Is he hurt? Is he injured? What is the story? So upset for Dash. He was so young. Dash was only, I think would have been 2, just turned 2. And then Theo was 3. And so they were so young. And then I also, on the flip side, their mum and their dad, there would be no words that could comfort someone who has gone through that sort of tragedy. Hang on, let me just close my windows. Someone just started in their backyards doing something. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry. It's always, the whole day is silent, and the second you start recording things, people decide it's time to go in their backyards. So I'm sorry about that. But as I was saying, I also immediately thought about their mum and dad. And when you have a dog and you've had them for 10, 12, 15, 17 years, like my Cavoodle Oscar, when they get older, you kind of have time to slowly start to adjust to the knowledge and the acceptance that your dog won't live forever, and as they are getting into that elderly age, there will come a day when they will pass away. And so you kind of have a little bit of time to start slowly prepping yourself, and when the time comes and they do pass away from old age, it's devastating, it's heartbreaking. Like, you can't even begin to conceptualize the idea of them no longer being there. That's at least how I felt with Oscar. However, there was comfort in knowing that he lived a very, very long, very, very full life. And when he was able to when he passed away, he was in my arms. We were surrounded by my siblings, my parents, all of our other Cavoodles. It was a safe, warm, loving environment. And so we found some, I guess, reassurance in that, and closure in that. But when you have dogs pass away when they're so young, and it's unexpected, and it's an accident, and it's horrible, that is a different kind of shock to the system, and a different kind of trauma that is, I don't even know how you would get over that. And especially for Theo, it's now been, like I said, about 7 weeks, and Theo is still missing. There is still no update on whether he is alive, if he's injured, if someone else has picked him up. There is no update on that. And that unknown, that lack of closure, that is, again, something that, well, you just don't know. I just don't know how to get through that. And I can't even imagine it. So yes, I got this message from Theo and Dash's mum 7 weeks ago, and I was so heartbroken. And especially for Theo and Dash's mum, their family, their parents, they have been so supportive of my business since this business started 5 years ago, and they have been supportive. They have shared my name and my business to so many people. They got 2 puppies from me. They just loved everything I did, and we got so close, and we're similar ages, and we have so many similar interests that I always just felt a special, I guess more of a special connection to them than some, just in general. How some people you just connect with and on like a level you can't really explain. That was what that was like. And I always just loved getting updates on Theo and Dash, and I just loved hearing about their mum. They just had a baby last year as well, and I was just so excited for them. And so it was just the worst start to the year. It was also, I got the message right in the midst. It was only a couple of weeks. No, less. It was right around the time when we lost Oscar. So I was very upset over losing Oscar. Oscar's my 17-year-old Cavoodle who passed away, the one that I was just mentioning, who got to pass away in my arms, surrounded by our family. And so it was right in the midst of that, and it was just like, oh my gosh, 2025 is not turning out to be a very good year at all. But the reason why I'm saying all this and this whole story is because when Xander is my partner, when we decided to keep Joey from my last litter of Cavoodles, so that was last July, it was my last litter that I'm breeding. I am taking a very big unknown break from breeding to focus on the coaching I offer for families. So I'm not breeding anymore. So he was the last puppy that I was going to breed for. Who knows? It could be years and years and years and years and years. I don't have any dogs to breed from. All of my dogs are desexed, so it would be starting all over again if I decide to go back down the path of breeding. So I kept Joey 8 months ago because I wanted to film a new program that pretty much a program where it showed people exactly what I do in the first month with a Cavoodle puppy to increase their confidence, so their self-confidence, which in turn reduces their anxiety, which in turn reduces the puppy from having any behavioral issues that are very common to Cavoodles, like separation anxiety, social anxiety, reactivity, overexcitement, an inability to relax in their house, all of this excessive energy, all of these sort of behavioral issues. I wanted to film programs showing families exactly what I do in the first month to train a puppy to make use of their critical socialization period that they are in, to make sure they are well adjusted, well balanced, are able to control their emotions, and don't suffer that anxiety. And so I kept Joey back to film with him every single day. What I was doing with him, I turned it into 28 days of daily training schedules that can fit any lifestyle. And I've just literally, it's a type of program where it's not just showing a perfect dog, it's showing you exactly what Joey is doing and how I manage a puppy's behavior. And I thought that was so important to me, because I didn't want a program that was showing a perfect puppy and then families are sitting at home being like, but hang on, my puppy doesn't do this, what do I do? I wanted it to be, this is a real puppy I'm raising, doing all the real puppy things, biting, chewing, jumping, barking, and this is how we manage it, and this is how we shape their behaviors to be calm, well-adjusted, confident, and not suffer anxiety. So that's why I decided to keep a puppy back. It wasn't because I was looking necessarily to add a puppy to the family. I love puppies and I love Joey. He's the most beautiful boy, and we kept Joey, and had full intentions to keep him for the next 15 plus years of his life. He was part of our family. But one thing Xander and I did say to each other when we kept Joey for this filming and this program, we said to each other, we are already surrounded by the love of so many Cavoodles. My whole goal with starting this business was to help other families experience the love of a Cavoodle, because I really think there's just nothing that compares to the love of a Cavoodle and the joy they bring you. That was why I started this business. And so when we had Joey, we just said, we will love this little boy as our own forever. But if we come across a family who very clearly and very obviously needed Joey's love more than we needed it, we would look at rehoming him, because like I said, my goal is just so that more people can experience the love of a Cavoodle, and I am so blessed to be surrounded by the love of so many Cavoodles already. But anyway, the months went by. We did the filming with Joey, all the training, all the socializing. He was very much our puppy. We involved him in all aspects of our life, and there was no intention to. Nothing came up where we were like, okay, we feel called to give Joey to this family, until I got the message about Theo and Dash. When I got that message about Theo and Dash, and I felt so much pain and devastation and heartbreak for their family, and without even really saying anything to each other, Xander and I both turned to each other, and we just kind of knew that this is a place where maybe Joey was meant to be, and maybe Joey was meant to help heal the hearts of a family who just lost two of their very young Cavoodles. And it was simultaneously like an easy decision to make, but also very hard, because we love Joey so much, and it's hard to imagine your family without a puppy that you'd loved so dearly for so long. But also it was easy because it was like, this is a place where his love can help bring a smile to a family's face again, and that nothing can bring you more fulfillment in life than being able to help people when they need it. And so it was just, it was just a situation where this came up, and it was a family who were very special to me, who I knew were in such incredible amounts of pain and heartbreak. And when we were talking, they said, maybe can we go on the wait list for a future litter? But then, of course, unfortunately, I'm not breeding again, so that wasn't an opportunity. And so that's when I said, would you like to have Joey? We would love for you to have Joey, so that hopefully he can heal your hearts and make you smile again. And they said yes. And from that moment there, I spent a couple of weeks just preparing Joey, and then there's a little baby boy where he's gone to live, the same age as Joey actually. They're both 8 months old, and so I was preparing him with playing different sounds of baby noises, just so he was used to it, trying to show him some farm animals because they live on a farm, so I was like showing him some cows, the sounds of cows, and then a week ago, so this is released on Tuesday, so I guess a week and a half ago on the Sunday, Xander and I drove Joey out to go and meet his new potential family on the farm, and that day in itself was just a day that was, again, so reassuring that this was the right decision and Joey was where he was meant to be. Not only did Joey just arrive to the farm and to his new family, and he was just so comfortable straight away. Like I thought it would take him some time. I thought he would be really, really clingy to me, especially being on a farm with so many different smells and sounds, and there was cows mooing, and there was it was very different to the suburban life he was used to. But instead he was just so comfortable, and he went straight to his new mum and dad's arms. He was immediately interested in their baby, it's his new brother. He was walking around their backyard, he was jumping around, prancing around the backyard. Like, he was just immediately so comfortable. And it was just so beautiful to see. And when it came time for us to leave, I had been prepping myself for a few days, just being like, okay, he might cry, he might try and run after us, and I was like, okay, that will obviously break my heart, even though I know this decision was the right thing. If that happened, it was going to break my heart, so I was preparing myself for that. But when we were getting ready, when we left, he was in his new mum's arms, and he didn't cry. He didn't even try to get out of her arms as we walked away. He was just so content and relaxed. And we drove away, and literally within such a short amount of time, I was getting photos and videos of him running and playing and, chewing on his toys, and he went for a sleep straight away, which means he wasn't anxious. He was eating his food. He was just immediately so happy, and it was just one of my favorite days I think I've had in a very, very long time. It was just so fulfilling, and I was so happy, and Joey brought smiles to the faces of this family who have just lost 2 of their dogs, and that was just the best thing it was just the best thing to see, and it's just made me so happy. And I miss Joey. Of course, I miss him a lot. Of course, his cuddles, his hugs, his funny, cheeky personality. I miss all of it, but it feels so right having him in this new family. I'm getting updates and videos and pictures every single day. He's having the absolute best time on the farm. So he's having so much fun, and he hasn't been stressed or anxious at all. Like, he's just slipped right into their lifestyle, like he was always there. And it's only been a week, but already it feels like it's also been months and months that he's been with them, because he's just settled in so well. And it's just it's been such a big year so far, such a big year with so many big things happening. Oscar passing away, Theo and Dash happening, rehoming Joey. There's been other things personally that have happened. It's just been a really big start to the year, but this has been the best part of the year, because it's just Joey's just healing hearts, and he's changing a family's life, and that's the power of a Cavoodle. Like, I know that there are so many wonderful dog breeds out there, but there is a reason why Cavoodles are the most popular dog breed in Australia. There is a reason why so many families get them, and it's because their personality, their souls, their hearts, their gentleness, they're just so loving and affectionate, and they're just such good playful friends and companions, and there's just a reason why they're so popular, and it's because the power of the love of a Cavoodle, it's life-changing. And once you get a Cavoodle, you can't go to another breed. That's the breed you have for life, because they're just so special. And this is just a simple proof of what a Cavoodle can do, and the power of the love of a Cavoodle. There's nothing that can heal a broken heart, especially when your heart is broken over losing a dog, other than having another dog who comes in and just showers you with love, that unconditional love, and they adore you, and they give you a reason to feel happy again. I think that's what's most special is dogs give you a reason to feel happy. They give you a sense of purpose, and they ground you, and they're just incredible. I have no words to describe it other than they're just incredible. And once you experience the love of a Cavoodle, it's something you'll never ever be able to move on from, because it's life-changing. And so while I absolutely miss Joey so much, I am so content and happy with our decision to give him to Theo and Dash's parents. I am so happy that Joey is able to make an impact in a family's life. And I'm just so happy that I get to watch him grow up on a farm with a baby brother, a human baby brother, because he's so happy. He's living the best life. This past week, he's just been absolutely in awe of everything, and it makes me so happy. And so, yeah, with all that said, obviously I don't have Joey with me anymore. I have plenty and plenty of videos from the last 8 months that I will be reusing on my Instagram. So if you want to, you'll still see Joey on Instagram. He won't be actually living with me. But I will be going out to visit him on the farm once he's fully settled in, and I can't wait for that. And you'll be seeing a lot more of my other Cavoodles on Instagram, particularly Nessie. Nessie is the Cavoodle who lives with me. Nessie's the first Cavoodle that I bought to start this business 5 years ago. So she is my baby, and you'll see a lot more of her and what we're doing together. And yeah, I just hope everyone can, through this episode, understand, why we rehomed Joey, the reasoning behind it, and maybe just understand the power of a dog. And if anyone's listening to this and they've been wondering about whether they should get a Cavoodle or anything, I hope this inspires you to know that they have the power to change your life. And if you are struggling with anything right now, getting a Cavoodle and then raising them and training them, it'll give you a piece of joy that you can't get anywhere else. I can't explain it. Anyone who has a Cavoodle would know that I'm talking about. If you don't have a Cavoodle, you just have to get one, because everyone needs a Cavoodle. They just really do. And I'm not just saying that because I breed Cavoodles and I coach people on how to raise them. I'm saying it because there is nothing out there. Nothing is comparable to feeling the love of a Cavoodle. There's just nothing out there. Nothing at all. So yes, I think that pretty much wraps up this episode. Maybe it was a shock for some people, but hopefully it's everything makes sense now. I hope you can be supportive of mine and Xander's decision to rehome Joey. And yeah, that's about it. I will come back next week with another episode. I'm not sure what I'll talk about yet. If anyone has any ideas, anything they want me to chat about on this podcast, I always am open to hearing suggestions. So feel free to email me, hello@oodaway.co. If you have a suggestion for an episode, I would love to hear it. And then if I think it's something that's going to be relevant to a lot of people, I'll have a chat about it and we'll do an episode on it. But either way, I would love to hear your suggestions. So please feel free to email me. If you want to if you haven't followed me on Instagram and you just want to see more of my life and what I do with my own Cavoodles and, pictures of Joey when I get them, feel free to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is @oodleway, and you can follow me on there. And yeah, I will speak to you next week with a new episode. This has been your Cavoodle coach, Tiana Karamais. I'll see you later. Bye.